I'm the co-founder of Group Ox. Group Ox is a business leading group whose main activities are based on research and development, production, implementation and management of integrated biosafety solutions to meet the demands of different markets, institutional, veterinary and agriculture and industrial markets. With our advertisement for 2013, GoOx 100% biodegradable, we know how, we open this meeting today to present the secrets revealed on a 100% biodegradable, non-resistance creating innovative biosafety management strategy. My presentation today will be divided into three main topics. The first one will be basic principles to implement an intelligent biosafety management. Secondly, we will talk about searching the ideal biocides to fit the exigency of biosafety management. And finally, we will present the GoOx 100% biodegradable strategy, OX strategy. To finally conclude with some main tips I want you to remember. So let's go to the first topic of the day. This will be basic principles to implement an intelligent biosafety management strategy. And first, I wanted to give you a definition for biosafety. Biosafety means prevention. Prevention because we have to implement a set of physical and chemical barriers and management guidelines that are established in a facility to be able to prevent the entrance, dissemination and exit of infectious agents that could affect animal health and quality of food production. So we need to work into the complete chain of production, not only the farm, but also the food processing production. Biosafety management involves a combination of attitudes, routines and guidelines, proceedings, communication, and of course common sense. In the end, we want to prevent. We do not want to treat, we want to prevent. And that prevention will be controlling different agents, microbial agents causing lethal diseases, microorganisms that could affect the production parameters, also controlling immunosuppressive and predisposing agents, and finally controlling risk pathogen agents for public health. The three main objectives we have when we are working on biosafety are, of course, to optimize production costs. Secondly, we have to contribute to animal welfare. And finally, we have to guarantee food safety. Why do we do this? I mean, we have three cornerstones in the biosafety management. First one is isolation. We need to isolate the farms to prevent the entrance of diseases. This is the first thing we have to do. But we also have to maximize the resistance of animals. Normally this resistance, we make it through vaccination. And finally, we also have to minimize the exposure of animals to contamination by good manners of hygiene and disinfection. So these three points will be the cornerstones of our biosafety management strategy. However, we have to adapt all these guidelines to the different farms because we have a specific situation in each farm, so we cannot work with the general proceeding for everybody. We need to adapt. To adapt, we need to make a prior biosafety audit. With a preliminary biosafety audit, we will be able to make a risk assessment, an objective risk assessment. And with that assessment, we will be able to customize the protocol or the proceeding we really need to implement in that particular case. So we need to invest just the necessary resources depending on the risks we assess and on the particular problems we find in those farms we visit prior to implementing any proceeding. we need to go further, and we need to implement intelligent biosafety strategy. Intelligent biosafety strategy means that we need to follow some steps. First one will be, as I told you, and just to summarize, it will be to make a technical audit. This technical audit will let us know the critical points we have in that farm or in that particular case. With that technical audit, we are able to make that customized working protocol, that customized working proceeding, in order to implement only the necessary resources. In this proceeding, we need to have right products. It's important to select the best products to be able to obtain the results we really need. And we need to monitor, we need to self-control the results we will have with this biosafety program we first developed, we first designed for that particular case. With that self-control, we are able to see if there are any problems with the proceedings we first developed. We need to know if we need to implement corrective measures, if we have to make any changes in order to have better results in that proceeding we've been developing first. So these 5 steps will have to be reviewed carefully before implementing a biosafety program. We need to take care of these 5 steps in order to have good results. Talking about the usage of right products, that leads me to the second topic of this presentation, which will be searching the ideal biocides to fit the exigency of our biosafety strategy, right? And here we have to comply with different features to recognize if the product I have selected is the right one or not. We need to have a wide efficiency spectrum. That is the first point we have to check. Wide efficiency spectrum. Then we also need to have fast action, non-resistance creating, high penetration power, effectiveness non-dependent on work conditions. We also need to be non-corrosive, non-toxic subproducts generated by the usage of those biocides. We need to have environmentally friendly biocides, and finally, economically feasible. So these are the main features that the ideal biocide product should comply with, because we really need to be updated with this, and we really need to comply with all this. Let's talk about the spectrum of action, because this is the first thing we really need to take care of. Talking about the spectrum of action, the American FDA divides the efficiency into 3 different stages: low biocidal efficiency, mid-level biocidal effective, and high biocidal efficacy.